Hey, welcome back. We're not in the shop, we're in the driveway. We're gonna shoot a little video for you guys today about things I wished we knew before we built our vehicles.
Big hammer, garage cars, what we do different to ours.
So, Eeyore here. It's our 2019 Jeep JL. So, we purchased this brand new from the dealer lot in 2019. Not a thing I regret. It's been a great vehicle for us. It does have about 85,000 miles on it now. We drove the snot out of this thing. In doing that, we made some mistakes. We made some good decisions, but we made some mistakes. So, first mistake that I made, directly from the dealership, I had the Mopar 2-inch lift put on. My thought was, hey, I'm gonna have this put on and we're gonna do this so we can keep all of the, helicopter behind us. We're gonna keep all of the dealer warranties, everything intact and good. I also put on 20-inch wheels with 35s. This thing was the epitome of the mall crawler pavement princess. That was the first mistake we made. I thought it was going to be my daily driver and we weren't going to do a whole lot with it. We were getting ready to build the Buggy, so this was just going to be a driver. That didn't go so good. We made our first road trip with it. We came to beautiful southern Utah. Found that there was some awesome Jeep trails here, so we took it immediately home and proceeded to spend an additional $10,000 on things that we purchased. So while we're talking, let's go over the good. Good thing, we bought the Rubicon. Spent the extra money for the Rubicon, not upset at all. Electric lockers on 44s with a wide tracks. It does have a wider stance than the Sport. It did come with the lower gear ratio transfer case and the lower gear ratioed rear ends. All perfect. Love those. The other reason that we opted for the Rubicon in this model is all the red interior stuff. My wife loves red. This is her truck. Gotta be red. So we got the red interior, went with the leather. Only in the summertime am I unhappy about that, but all is good. Now, from there, we opted for plastic bumpers, which I really didn't care about at the time. Was a good decision because we took those off and we threw them in the trash. But let's take a walk around her. We went home, tore that thing all apart. We went to beadlock wheels, 17-inch wheels with 37s. Super happy with those. They've been great. No regrets at all. We run beadlocks all the time here because we never know when we're going to go wheeling or when we're going to drive for an hour in the snow. But the other thing we get a ton of questions on is these bumpers. So this is our rear with the spare tire carrier. They are from Poison Spider. We're not sponsored by Poison Spider. Purchased these before we even started the YouTube channel, but have been super happy with them. The approach and departure angles are good. They have held up well. No complaints at all. Let's show you the front. The front is the Poison Spider Shorty with the stinger bar, low mount winch, because we wanted to keep all of this grill open for heating. Well, I guess for cooling. We got plenty of heating here for cooling. So did everything we wanted to do. Super happy with that. The one thing I wouldn't redo, and there's nothing technically wrong with it, we went ahead and went with a Xeon 10S from Warren. Paid a bunch of money for it because I thought the remote control was cool. Turns out that the remote control is great as long as it's charged and that you can keep the connectivity. If you get far enough away, it drops. Yes, I know if you have a cord, you're tethered to the Jeep, but it does occasionally drop. I'm gonna get an airplane, go over this real quick. So the very next thing we did is figured out that, see, there's our airplane. Sorry about that. I got a 3-year-old when it comes to airplanes. Very next thing we did is we called up a local company from California near where we lived, and we bought an entire new suspension system. So we went ahead and installed the 3.5-inch Synergy suspension kit. We were having some death wobble issues. Seemed to fix most of that. It also fixed the funky problem that Jeep has with the front springs, which arch way out like this because their geometry is wrong. All new steering, drag link, tie rod, adjustable panhard bar so that we could center the front end back up, new rear arms, new rear springs, the whole thing, everything great. Also bought their bump stop, adjustable bump stop, so you stack up these little pucks. Awesome, love that. But that's the second suspension system technically that we purchased. So the big mistake was the Mopar kit. We thought we were doing a good thing. We thought we were going to keep that warranty. Turns out we really were going to change more than that. And the warranty wasn't going to help us out a great deal anyway. And fortunately, Jeep, if you're watching this, your techs really are hamstrung by your system and they can't fix the problems that we know we have with Jeeps. I love them, but there is some problems. So right after that, we ran that for about 8 months. Everything was fine. We drove it back and forth to Utah a bunch. And then one day we started noticing our rear shocks bleeding oil out the bottom. So Fox was contracted by Mopar to make a inexpensive monotube shock, which they did. They worked fine for off the curbs at your local mall and driving across the parking stops that you didn't see. However, they don't hold up real well for our extreme off-roading, and we blew them out. So I got on a little internet search and I found an inexpensive shock. Not a cheap shock, but an inexpensive shock. So we went ahead and put Bilsteins on, which again, we purchased, and we put those on. They have been great. Glad I made that decision. Now the fronts are bad. So probably gonna order another set of Bilsteins. Unless Bilstein you're watching, if you're watching, hit us up. I'd love to have your product. Love to do some collaboration work with you and get shocks on all of our stuff, because the red truck needs shocks too, especially if they're good shocks. So there we are with all of those components. I would suggest you do your research. Been super happy with all the secondary things we put on the Jeep. Not super happy with spending money twice. Would love to only do things once. I failed to do my research. On this vehicle, the aftermarket components have not been regretful. I did on the Buggy. Regret decision. I got on and thought I really wanted LED rock lights that changed color. So I did. So I put rock lights on the Buggy, and they are cool. They're from KC, which the company's great. They build great products. I, however, didn't take into consideration our off-roading situation with the Buggy and purchased them solely on the fact that I could change all the colors. They were Bluetooth to my phone. Everything was cool. They're not quite bright enough. So we're gonna end up spending some extra money to put additional lights on there. Again, KC, if you pick this up, hit us up. If you guys are Buggy guys, great idea. So I was having some problems. Burning my leg, driving with shorts in the summer. The summer lasts a long time up here. So we got on Amazon. Yes, I know Amazon. And we bought this EVA boat deck material. This stuff is awesome. It's an adhesive back. We wiped that thing all down with brake clean. Got it all degreased. and stuck that EVA foam down, trimmed it so it looked nice, and it is a lifesaver in the summer. No more burnt legs. See Shannon's side of the buggy has it all on there. It fits great. It looks good. Get it in multiple colors. It is awesome. Good purchase. Glad I went with that. All right, let's talk about another positive aftermarket, or is it really aftermarket if you put it on when you build it? I don't remember. Another component, well, in my opinion, well worth the money, are ORI shock absorbers, or air struts, or see those guys right there. We built this car with 16-inch ORIs on all four corners. This thing is phenomenal. You've seen it in the rocks. You've seen it do some crazy stuff. It is absolutely great. No complaints at all. Fully adjustable. Set your ride height, set your compression and rebound rates on them. Shock is amazing. Would absolutely recommend, if you have the necessity for a coilover or a strut, spend the money and get ORIs, get them on there. Way better option than coilovers, in my opinion, in most applications. So, lighting pro. I went with the Squadron Pro squares because they fit in to my location the best, and they were the most versatile, brightest light that I could get in that application. Absolutely money well spent. Right after we built the buggy, we needed a flag, because up here in Sand Hollow where we off-road, you have to have a flag. So I bought this awesome flag. It folded up into this little package. I could stow it away. Didn't have to stay on the buggy all the time. Thought we were doing great things until this last trip. You see this thing? We got hung up on a bush. So not even bad hung up. We were driving along. Everything was great. We went past a bush and a piece of it grabbed my flag. And when it grabbed my flag, that bush grabbed my flag and bent it all the way back. So now it looks like a hockey stick. Not only did it bend my flag, but this thing has these little elastic strips that go through them. It ripped my flag completely off. So now we got to buy a new flag. I love this attachment. It's so quick and easy. I don't love the fact that these flags bend so easy and they're expensive. Thing I wish I knew, don't spend the money. Buy the cool mount with the little thing that tightens it up. Do your flag with one of those. If you break one of those stinking fiberglass things, you saw it off a little shorter, stick it back down in the mount, and keep right on going. Now, I had to, luckily, one of the people we were on the trail with did a trail recovery of my flag and brought it to me and said, hey, here's your flag. So we got that thing all back together. So there's a negative for you. We don't have many. I tend to do most of my research. I wished I did more. Every once in a while, you get bit by the cool factor and you buy something you shouldn't have bought. These buggy seats are absolutely comfortable. They breathe so well. You don't get, I don't know, how do you say this? You don't get the nasty butt sweat that you get from a vinyl seat. Yes, it's a little harder. You have to take them out when you're gonna wash the thing down so you don't get gross and nasty waterlogged butt the next time you get in it. But we're worth the money. They're not cheap. These specific seats are from PRP. I think they were like $600 or $800 a seat, but well worth the money. They hold you in, the bolsters work well, they fit absolutely awesome inside of a buggy where you want to be able to see out over the side, back over the edge. Everything's great with that. These are all manufactured components. So, let's service announcement here. Check your fire extinguishers. Make sure you have one on your car. Make sure you have one for your buddy's car. Whatever it takes. We'll drop in a little clip right here.
On fire.
Oh.
Where's your fire extinguisher? Where is it? There's not one on it.
We don't have one.
Oh, fire extinguisher, Randy.
We caught this buggy on fire as we were going in. It was like the first actual trail we did with it. Long story short, we had a hose that came with our hydraulic steering system that had a bad place in the middle of the hose, and it would drip out. We didn't know it. We didn't know where it was coming from. Dripped out onto my exhaust, ended up catching on fire. Nobody got hurt. You'll see, I think you just saw the clip, bailing out of the buggy. We ended up throwing dirt on it because as we were pulling into the park that day, I looked over at Shannon and I said, hey, when we leave today, we need to go and get fire extinguishers for the buggy because we don't have one. And she was like, yeah, that's a good idea. When we leave here, we'll do that. We caught on fire on that day on that trail. A friend of ours grabbed his fire extinguisher, threw it to us. We pulled the pin, squeezed the handle, and it went. It showed good, but we're not sure whether the retardant was caked in the bottom or what have you. It didn't work. We ended up, like we said, throwing some dirt. Everything was good. Get your fire extinguisher. Another absolutely amazing thing, especially for your buggies. Works all right in a side-by-side as well. These cup holders, they're adjustable, clamp on a different bar, have a little adjuster down here for the size of your bottle, cup, what have you, that goes in there. Let me grab a water bottle real quick. There happens to be one sitting right here. These things fit your water bottle, your soda pop bottle. You can adjust them out to hold your actual hard side cup. Are awesome. Another super nice thing for me. I hate having to redo tubes on my chassis. So you can see my chassis is all clear coated so that when we do scrape it on a rock, like right here, we just grab a little clear and touch up and everything's happy and good. I, however, don't like where you slide in and out of your car all the time over the bar is constantly chewed up from your pants or your shoes stepping on the bar. So we ordered this carbon fiber roll bar protector. I don't recall, I'll try to look it up. I don't recall if this one's from Speedway or Jags or one of those companies. If you look, all those companies like that sell them. You use a little silicone on the bottom and just underneath there, you stick them down, lay them flat. We put zip ties on ours because we do drag the thing on the rocks occasionally and we don't want to tear it off. So there you have it. You got a nice wear guard in and out for you. Other than that, we did spend a lot of extra money on components. Oh, let me show you these. These are like the best thing ever. See those little breathers right there? Those are the gas tank breathers for motorcycles. I think I bought them off of Amazon, super cheap. You can get a package of them. I got them for all of my diff boxes. They work phenomenal. Stick them on there. They have a breather. They'll let the air in and out, but they also have a little deal in them so that if you flip over, it doesn't leak all the oil out, just like it doesn't leak all the gas out of your gas tank if you flop your bike over. As soon as the liquid hits, seals it off. Super, super beneficial. I like them. I like the fact that they're available in all kinds of different colors. Well worth the money. All right, let me tell you about another little cool feature here. It never fails. We're in the buggy in the evening because the trail took way longer than we thought. And it's dark. And you're having trouble. You dropped your phone on the floorboard or your seatbelt's flipped over and you can't figure out why it doesn't fit right again because you're sure you didn't eat that much lunch. I found these awesome little dads here. That little light, you see how bright that sucker is? You can get those at Harbor Freight. They're so inexpensive. I think they come like 2 in a package. We put that one in there, made it a dome light. We ran our wire all hidden all up in here so you can't see it. Right over to it. That thing is a lifesaver. Everybody should put one in their buggy. Flip the light on, illuminates the inside. Cuts right behind your head so it's not out in your vision. Excuse me. So if the passenger needs to find something, flip that switch on and they're able to get in there and see what they need to, get their stuff picked up, turn the light back off, and way down the trail you go. All right, one more positive item for you. These seat belts. I really wanted pull up style seat belts for adjustment. You can see we're talking about with that. In order to adjust the seat belt, you pull up instead of down because the seat is constantly in your way on the buggy. So you can grab those, pull them up to adjust. I wanted wraparounds on top, clip-ins in the bottom so that we could take our seats out, and called a couple manufacturers. They didn't make them. I wanted them in the narrower belt because of that strap across your shoulder when you're trying to look out around the sides of the buggy and see where your tire placement is. So Crow Industries, called those guys up, talked to them, told them what I wanted. They said, we'll build whatever you want. Gave them the specs that I needed. Within a couple days, they're based out of, I believe, Las Vegas or just outside of Las Vegas. Guys on the phone were great. Also not a sponsor, but we will take a product from you guys if you'd like. And they were absolutely great. Hooked us up with our seat belts. Have loved them. They're comfortable. They're easy to get in and out of. Absolutely 100% approve the purchase of those. Other than that, on the buggy, I don't have a lot of negatives. This thing was thought out pretty well. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.